Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time, my name is Rosemary. I am the Black Scribbler, and on this channel we talk about self-help, self-development, and basically have conversations that enable you become the best version of yourself so you can live your best life. If you're interested in those, do not forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell so you are notified when I post a new video on Mondays and Thursdays. Today we're going to be talking about 3 ways you can practice self-compassion. In my previous videos, I have been talking about giving yourself grace, and I realized it's one thing to tell you to give yourself grace, it's another thing to actually give you practical steps and tips on how to practice self-compassion. So the first one I have is to celebrate the small wins. We all have huge goals in life. We all have like the big picture and those wonderful things you want to do. Your goal for 2023 was to make $1 million, and it's September, or September is almost over, and you check your account and you see that this year you've made 100,000, and you're like, shit, I have 3 months left, there's no way I can make $1 million, and you are so down on yourself and you feel like a failure. But that's not the nice way to go about things. That's not being fair to yourself, because in January you had zero. Do you know what it means to go from zero to 100,000? Do you get? So instead of being sad and upset with yourself for not being at a closer landmark to $1 million, you can just be like, you know what, I'm actually so proud of myself. Like 100k, if in the next 3 months I can do another 100k, that would be so cool. Like, I cannot believe that I am here. And you try to understand how you got here, what can you do, how can you get better. In appreciating the small things, it allows you to look at things from a brighter point of view. It allows you to see more possibilities and to see what worked and how you can make it work better, as opposed to focusing on what you've not done and then you see the problem, but you're not seeing the problem from a solution oriented point of view, but from a blame and angry point of view. So always celebrate the little things that you've done. Always be proud of yourself, because like it or not, it took work to get to where you are. Yes, it's not where you want to be, but here that you are right now is a place that you wished you were at some point in time. Your little progress is someone's dream, so be always be grateful. And yeah, you know what, I'm happy, I'm glad, and I'm proud of myself for coming this far. Okay, now let's go on. So yeah, my second point is forgive yourself. We tend to be so hard on ourselves. When someone makes a mistake, for example, we're always like, oh, it's fine, it's just a mistake, you can do better. You do not see a person who failed in school and you tell the person you're very stupid, like you are the dumbest person I've ever met in my life. Like, how did you fail this? Are you so stupid that you failed this? Instead you say, okay, why did you fail? What did you not understand? What do you think went wrong? How do you think you can fix it? Do you need more time to read? Do you need a tutor? Do you need assistance? What can I do to help you? So why don't we treat ourselves that way? We don't let go of our mistakes. We don't forgive ourselves for our mistakes. You're always like, you're so stupid. Like, oh my god, like, can you imagine? And you hold it against yourself. You might not be actively thinking it, but there is a reserve somewhere at the back of your mind that is like, yeah, you are a good for nothing with somebody. Like, that's how you failed that exam that day. That's how you lost that thing the other day. Like, you never get anything done properly. It's like there is something must go wrong when it comes to you. Nothing ever works well. And when you have that mentality, you are almost waiting for yourself to fail. You are waiting for yourself to make mistakes just so you can judge yourself. So be forgiving to yourself. Understand that mistakes are part and parcel of life. If you do not make mistakes in life, that means you're not growing, because mistakes show that there is something you need to learn. There's something that needs to be rearranged and done properly and done differently. So be more like forgiving with yourself. Okay, I've made this mistake. How can I rectify it? What went wrong? All right, I mean, it's part of life, it happens. We move, you know. So be nicer to yourself, forgive, let go. Don't be holding grudge against yourself, dear. It's not good for your soul. Okay. Finally, my third tip on how to practice self-compassion is to watch yourself grow. We are always so engrossed in watching the growth of other people. Like when we see an artist, you're like, you have been here since the beginning, like when they did not have anybody supporter. I've been like the number one supporter, and I've seen how they went from their first projects to this project now that has blown up. And you are so like, you know so much about the artist, and you know so much about their sound, and you know, like, you are so enamored by this person's growth. But you don't do that with yourself. You have this dismissive approach to your own growth, like, oh well, yeah, okay, good, on to the next. You are not like so captivated by, wow, I can't believe this is where I am right now. I can remember when I was like this, and now here I am. This is how my sound has changed. This is how my approach to XYZ has changed. You're not fascinated by yourself. Learn to be fascinated by yourself and by your progress in life. Treat yourself like that's one person. Your number one source of inspiration should be yourself. When you look inward, you are fascinated by how you do things, why you do them. We all want people to be fascinated with us. We all want, to a certain level, we want to inspire people. But how can you be an inspiration to others when you are not an inspiration to yourself? How can you be celebrated by others when you do not celebrate yourself? Sincerely, the one person you have the most committed relationship with in this life is yourself. And so if you are hard on yourself and you are mean to yourself, the relationship is not going to thrive. Imagine yourself as someone else and you're always being so hard on them. Nothing they do is ever good enough. You're always dismissing their progress and you're always like talking down on them. The person is not going to want to be in the relationship with you. That's being abusive. So why is it okay to do that to yourself but not to someone else? So I hope you have an amazing week and you practice some self-compassion through the week. If you have any other tips on how to practice self-compassion, please leave them in the comments down below. And if you have any video suggestions that you want me to touch on, topics you want me to touch on, leave them in the comments down below. You are loved, you are amazing, you are an amazing bowl of spicy jollof. See you.